Well, last week for me was brutal. I'll tell you more about it. Let's start the show. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Ben's Quick Picks. My name is Ben Cornett, and you're watching this show on my YouTube channel at Ben Cornett 9015. If you can, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And for those who are new to this channel or new to this show, what I do every week is I pick every game from the NFL slate, the weekly slate, and I pick the teams who I think will win, and I explain to them why. So, with that being said, first off, let me show you my record for last week, which was not very good, and my overall record for the 2023 season thus far. Check it out. So as you can see, I am 137 and 71 for the year. Tough week last week, 7 and 8. The Monday night football games didn't turn out like I thought, or probably from a lot of people. They didn't think, the Titans or the Giants would win, but they did. But that being said, that was last week, and now it's this week. So this is week 15. We're getting down to the final 4 games or 4 weeks of the regular season. 4 games for each team, no more bye weeks. So with that being said, let me show you my picks for week 15. And as soon as we're done with that, I will explain to you why I picked those teams. Now, the check mark by the teams is the teams I'm picking to win. So with that being said, check out my week 15 picks. And there they are, my week 15 picks. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. If you like them, agree, disagree with them. I'm all for, suggestions and stuff like that. What do you guys think? So let's get right to it. The Thursday night game, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Ooh, this is going to be the battle of the backup quarterbacks. I mean, that seems to be the theme all year long around the league. Lots of backup quarterbacks playing with a lot of injuries to the starters. This game, listen, the Chargers, they're going to be having Easton Stick out. He's replacing Justin Herbert, who had surgery on his finger. We don't know how long he'll be out. I just heard a little while ago that Keenan Allen will be out this game as well for the Chargers. That's a big loss in the receiving core. They already lost Joshua Palmer earlier for the year. This is going to be a tough game for the Chargers. Again, they've been so up and down this year, just inconsistent. And meanwhile, the Raiders, same thing. They're 5 and 8 as well. They had an ugly game against Minnesota on Sunday. This was a tough pick. Every time I pick the Raiders, I come out on the wrong end of it. If I pick them to win, they lose. If I pick them to lose, they win. The Chargers, though, I don't know, man. This was a tough one for me. I'm just going to go with the Raiders here. They're at home, and they're a pretty decent home team. I'll say that. The Chargers are not a good road team. I'm going to go with this one. We'll see what happens. Raiders over the Chargers. We'll go 17-14. All right, we got 3 Saturday games this weekend. Let's start out with Minnesota at Cincinnati. As you know, the Vikings are going to start Nick Mullins. Meanwhile, the Bengals starting Jake Browning. Again, here's the theme, backup quarterback play. Actually, now it's Nick Mullins' third-string quarterback, but he is starting, and they're on the road at Cincinnati. Minnesota came off that ugly win against Vegas last week, 3-0. We don't know if Justin Jefferson's going to play. He, again, got hurt against the Raiders. And meanwhile, Cincinnati, they're looking pretty good with Jake Browning at the helm. So far he's handled it well. Big wins against Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Man, and they're at home. You know, the one thing that's really done well for the Bengals is their defense. They're getting better, and you got to be at this time of year. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with Cincinnati here at home against the Vikings. We're going to go 23-17, like the Bengals or the Vikings. All right, another game on Saturday: the Steelers at the Colts. Steelers coming off a very ugly loss to New England on Thursday night. Colts, tough loss on the road at Cincinnati last week. Listen, Kenny Pickett's out. Now you got Mitch Trubisky. Again, we got the theme going here. Backup quarterbacks. Colts with Gardner Minshew. But Gardner's pretty much played most of the season anyway, with Anthony Richardson out earlier in the year. This one, the Steelers offensively, I just don't know. I don't think they have an identity. They fired their OC earlier this year. Apparently that hasn't worked. And the Colts, with or without Zach Taylor, they're still running the ball very well. And Minshew's playing good. So I'm going to go Colts here at home over the Steelers. I just think they're better offensively, and they actually play well at home. So give me the Colts over the Steelers, 24-16. And the nightcap on Saturday night looks like a good game. Earlier in the year, we had thought, this could be a blowout, but no, Denver's actually playing well, and they're going up to Detroit to play the Lions. Broncos-Lions. This should be a very good game, actually. Both defenses, Broncos' defense has been playing really well. The Lions, earlier in the year, their defense was really good, but all of a sudden it's, fallen off a bit. Offensively, Jared Goff has been kind of up and down lately. He's had a couple turnovers last week against the Bears. Meanwhile, Denver had a very good win at LA. This was back and forth for me personally. I like Denver a lot. They're really improving. They get better every week. But I think this is a bounce back win for Detroit because they know they gotta win this game. They don't want to give Minnesota any kind of chance to come back and steal this division. Remember, Detroit has to play Minnesota 2 out of the last 3 games after this game. So this is a very important game for Detroit to kind of get themselves further away from Minnesota and try to win the division, the NFC North. So I'm going to go with the Lions over the Broncos. Should be a good game, though. I'm going to go 27-24. All right, now we're on to the Sunday games, starting out with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Bucs squeaked out another win. Kept my heart pounding most of the game. Kept me on the edge. Beat the Falcons. And they got the division lead in the so wonderful NFC South. They go up against Green Bay, who had a tough loss on Monday night to Tommy DeVito and the Giants. This is an interesting game. Both teams really need this win, especially the Packers, who are at this point going to compete for a wild card. The Bucs, meanwhile, I think the only way they win this, they go to the playoffs, is when they win the division. So, with that being said, and this might be a homer pick, but I am going to go with the Bucs in this game. Hopefully we'll get Devin White back. We'll get some pieces back on defense, even though Devin White's not played well all year. But if our defense can show, like Villa, hopefully he shows up. But, with Green Bay, they're going to keep it close, but I do like the Bucs in this game. If we want to, get to the playoffs, win our division, this is the game we got to win. So I'm going to go Bucs 26, the Packers 23. All right, the Jets at the Dolphins. We got Zach Wilson back. He somehow found a way to play good again. Beat the Texans last week. Played well. The Dolphins, meanwhile, got upset on Monday night against the Tennessee Titans. I don't think anybody saw that coming, especially when you were, double-digit favorites. Boy, this is an interesting. This one says trap game all over it. It's got it written down. Trap game, right? However, I'm going to go with Miami. I don't know if Zach Wilson can have another great game like he did last week. Miami, they got to bounce back, right? I mean, they were embarrassed on Monday night, giving up a huge lead to lose to the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go with Miami, but I think the Jets make this a closer game. And I'm going to go with Miami on this one. 24-20 over the Jets. All right. The New York Football Giants and Tommy DeVito visit the Big Easy at New Orleans. Saints coming off a win over Carolina. The Giants coming off that huge Monday night win over the Packers. Tommy DeVito all of a sudden capturing the hearts and imagination of the Giants fans. New Jersey guy, local guy. It's great to see. Again, this was another back and forth game that I was like, could the Giants do it again? And they could. They very well could. But I'm going to go with the Saints here. Normally, teams that have that huge win, they're on that huge high, home win over, a better opponent. Now they got to go on the road, a short week. Saints, I know they're not playing. They've been too up and down, too inconsistent, especially with Derek Carr at quarterback. But I think the Saints are just a little better offensively, and they know they got to keep their playoff hopes alive as well. They still in line to win the NFC South. So give me the Saints over the Giants, 28-24. This should be actually a pretty good game. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs visit the New England Patriots. We just found out word that Belichick will not be back next year. That's an end of an era. But meanwhile, the Chiefs could be an end of an era in KC. This dominance, the last several years, having a home playoff game, not having to go on the road in the playoffs. Tough loss last week. We all know, the whole meltdown Mahomes had at the end of the game. Listen, the Chiefs are just a better team than the Patriots. If the Chiefs lose to the Patriots, this would be like the upset of the year. And that's not going to happen. So I'm going to go Kansas City. They're going to bounce back. Maybe a little ugly in this game. But Kansas City will win 24-13 over the Patriots. All right. We got the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Houston had a tough loss last week. Even worse, CJ Stroud left the game with a concussion. He's in protocol right now. We don't know the status at this time, whether or not he will play. Tennessee coming off that huge win over Miami on Monday night. This is a game where, again, another back and forth for me on this one. Assuming that CJ Stroud might not play, and even if he does, he's missing Tank Dell. He's missing some pieces on offense and defense. Meanwhile, Tennessee, Will Levis starting to get it going again. Derrick Henry looked like the old Derrick Henry in the past. And DeAndre Hopkins, they got some pieces on offense, and they play well at home. And it's in Tennessee this week. And I'm actually going to go Titans here over the Texans, 20-17. It should be a close game, AFC South Division game, but I like the Titans at home. All right, we got the Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Browns. Again, this is going to be an interesting game. The Bears defensively have played a lot better, and the Browns, they've been very good defensively all year. Justin Fields starting to get it going, playing better the last few weeks. I know I've been very critical of him, but he has shown that he's, he can play. Now he's got to go up against a very good defense in Cleveland. Myles Garrett. I don't know if Denzel Ward's playing this week or not. He didn't last week, but regardless, Cleveland at home, they do very well at home. And the Bears, not a great road team, but I think they'll play pretty good. They got a lot of confidence. Justin Fields getting a little more confident each week. But Joe Flacco, the ageless wonder, seems to get his groove back. I do like Cleveland in this game just because they're at home and defensively they're very good. So give me the Browns over the Bears, 30-20. All right. The Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. It's going to be an ugly game. And I'm going to call it right here. This will be my upset of the week. Going with the Panthers over the Falcons, 19-13. Both teams are not very good offensively. Atlanta's a little better offensively, but I can see Atlanta losing this game, and I can see Carolina winning this game. Panthers 19, Falcons 13. All right, let's go to the afternoon games. The 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals, NFC West showdown. This could be an interesting game. Arizona do play hard. They had a huge win over the Steelers a week ago, and I got to tell you, Arizona, they're coming off a bye week. They're going to be well rested. This another trap game. I think they keep it close. I'm going to go Niners in this one, but Arizona, it wouldn't be shocking if Arizona pulled this out. But I'm going Niners 27, Cardinals 24. I think it's going to be a close game than people expect, but I got the Niners winning this one. And we got the Washington Commanders at the LA Rams. Commanders coming off a bye week. The Rams, tough loss to the Ravens, played very well, just came up short in overtime. Two teams going in different directions. I do like the Rams at home. I think they're better offensively. You know, Sam Howell will keep the Commanders in games, because he's, extends plays. But in the end, I think the Rams are a little bit better. It'll be a close game, but I like the Rams 27, Commanders 20. Huge game Sunday afternoon. I'm excited about this one. The Dallas Cowboys go up to Buffalo to play the Bills. Bills coming off that huge win over KC. I called that one last week. The Bills would upset KC. Cowboys, I picked the Eagles to win over them. I was wrong. Big time. Cowboys annihilated Philly. But now Dallas got to go on the road. And Buffalo's got some momentum right now. So does Dallas. Huge win over Philly. This is going to be a close game. But this is going to be fun. Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, primetime, afternoon primetime, game of the week on Fox. But I'm going to go Bills. They're at home. They need this win to stay alive not only in the NFC or the AFC East, but the playoff picture itself. So Bills in a close one over the Cowboys, 30-27. Should be an excellent game. The Sunday night game, the Baltimore Ravens go down to Jacksonville, take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars, tough loss last week to Cleveland. They had a tough loss the week before on Monday night to Cincinnati. 2-game losing streak. Ravens, huge win over the Rams on Sunday. Playing very well. I'm actually going to go Ravens here. I just think right now Lamar Jackson's the better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. Their offense runs better, plays better. Defensively, Jacksonville's good. They're good at home. But the Ravens, I just think it's going to come down to who makes bigger plays. And Lamar Jackson right now can make the bigger plays. So give me the Ravens over the Jaguars, 28-23 over the Ravens over the Jaguars. And finally, the Monday night game, the Philadelphia Eagles, the struggling Eagles, I can't believe we're saying that, go up to Seattle. Seattle struggling as well. Two teams that are struggling vitally right now. Philly, a 2-game losing streak. Seattle, I believe it's a 3-game losing streak. And boy, somebody's got to win this game. Somebody's got to break out and play well. Seattle's a tough place to play. But I just think the Eagles are a better team. They got a better quarterback. We don't know if Geno Smith's going to play or it's going to be Drew Lock. We know Jalen Hurts is going to play. So with that being said, Philly's going to get off the snide. They're going to come back from this two-loss deficit that they've had lately, end the losing streak, beat Seattle, keep their losing streak going. Give me Philly over Seattle, 31-27. But it should be a good game. All right, well, that's my picks of the week, how I explained them, why I think, which team will win over the other. So one more time, I'll show you my Week 15 picks. Tell me what you think, and let's see what happens. Well, there you have it. Those are my Week 15 picks. Again, let's see if I have a better week this week than I did last week. Hopefully I do. Like I said, please like and subscribe to this video. I would greatly appreciate that. And then we'll be back here this time next week. We'll see how I did, and we'll discuss Week 16. So everybody out there, to all your teams, best of luck this weekend, and have a great NFL weekend. We'll be back here next time. Take care.